Hi everybody, welcome back to the teaching room for what's unfortunately the 6th instalment of a lockdown and another one of our lockdown lesson tips. And I'm hoping that we'll be back playing golf maybe next week, and hoping that this little tip that we're giving you today is something you can practice at home that will have you hitting the ground running when we come back to golf next week, and might help you with your comeback to golf. So what we've got here today is this little device, which is made by Izzo, which is a little training device we use in the teaching room, and it's just a little piece of plastic, a little bit of a sort of a wedge, a bit like a sort of a starting block in swimming or athletics. And what we use it for is just to put it on the ground, and we put it underneath our right foot. And what it does is when I take my backswing, it helps me to avoid swaying too much on the backswing. Now, on the backswing, when we go back, it's okay to have a little bit of movement away from the target or away from the ball. Just a little bit is okay. But what we don't want is we don't want the hips to be moving in this direction on the backswing. So there's really two things that your hips can do when we're swinging. There is the rotation movement, and then they can move from side to side. So we call this a lateral movement, back and forth, and we call this the rotation. So on the backswing, we really don't want any hips moving, any hip lateral movement away from the target. On the backswing, all we really want is just the hips to be moving in a rotation movement like this. So what this does, when we put this wedge down, we put our right foot, the outside of my right foot, up against it like that, and you can see that makes my right foot bank in. And what it does is it keeps my right leg stable on this angle, and it stops it from moving to a vertical position here. So as I said, we still want to turn, but we want to keep that leg on that angle. So with the wedge there now my backswing will look something like this. So you can see that my right leg has kept its angle as I've turned. Without the wedge, we can sometimes get a little bit this way, which is what we don't want, all right? So now, when you're practicing at home, you probably won't have one of these plastic wedges. So what you can do is you need something to put underneath the outside of your right foot to get the same feeling. Now, Ben Hogan, one of the greatest golfers of all time, famously used to practice with a similar drill, but he didn't have the plastic molded device. He used to practice with a rock as a replacement for the plastic device. So he would just go and get a rock out of the bushes, and I've just gone out here and grabbed a rock just outside the teaching room here, or just a piece of wood, bit of bark, thick bit of bark, and either of those things, you can probably use a thick pair of socks would probably do it. But anything you can come up with that can we can put that bit of wood down there, and I can just put my outside of my right foot on it like that. That'll give you the same feeling as the wedge. The rock's a little bit bigger, might exaggerate the feel a bit more. So you put the rock down there, and there you go. It worked for Ben Hogan, and it'll work for you. So put that down there. As I said, you can have a club, you can probably do it without a club. You can just have it there, and what it will do is it will give you the correct feeling for a very centered hip turn. All right, so it's just about creating a feel, and then when you go to practice, you can then sort of incorporate that feel into your practice and into your swings on the course. So again, there's the rock, just there, and just turn, and you'll feel that it really stops you from moving your hips to the right, and that's the feeling we're looking for. So give that a practice at home. Have a few swings in the backyard with a rock or whatever you like, and hopefully that'll help you when we come back to golf. Fingers crossed next week. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.